Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently preparing to start picking off some of Satana's outposts. I think we'll start with this one out over here. And the question is, how are we doing on our ship aging? Well, we're upgrading our ships right now, and we need to get those completed. So that's fine, we'll get that done. Once that is completed, then we'll be in a good spot there. We have enough biomass right now, by the way, to do a terraformation, and we should definitely start working on that. So that looks good, and out over this direction, this construction ship is currently idle. Now, this construction ship is going here. This construction ship is up here. So this one doesn't actually have any additional colonization to do up here. So we're going to start working on... I'm just checking through the options here. Okay. That doesn't seem to have done anything. Yeah, we don't seem to be able to actually build that deep space citadel. That's interesting. Maybe it only works in the system we're in? No. I'm going to tick the game forward a little bit here. Interesting. Can we build any mega structures? Yes. Okay, so I'm thinking that that means that we don't have any locations that are eligible for the... Click inside a system's gravity well to build a deep space citadel. So we need to build it in here like this, but that doesn't actually work. That's a right click, that's just a move. Okay. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Clearly I'm misunderstanding something about that. But I do want to build our science nexus, and that's going to be in here in Erich, and we're just going to build that. I don't really care where. It can be over here. That seems fine. So we'll get going on that. That's absolutely wonderful. And now the question is, how long is it going to take to get all of these upgraded, right? Some of these are going to be delayed a little bit, but we definitely want to get these fully upgraded as soon as possible. What are we working on for our techs at this moment? Okay, I'm not too concerned about any of that, although this might be a Weaver upgrade. It probably is. So that's going to be 37 months. That's fine for the moment. Now, this science chip, no longer necessary, actually. I'm going to disband it. We don't need it. Similarly, we don't need this science chip anymore. That'll be fine. I'm going to keep this one, and we are going to want to do this. There we go. And let's go ahead and grab Winseth. And you are, of course, going to grab Iflore. Perfect. Adapted. So that's looking good. And one of our fleets is now finished. Okay. My plan is to have all of our fleets present out over here. So I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to shift-click out over here. And actually, I'm just going to select all of these, and I'm going to shift-click them up to the point here. So after they're finished with their upgrades, they'll automatically start heading to that jump point. So that seems absolutely fine for right now. Adapted. We are going to need to run more upgrades after we finish up this research here, I believe. And nanite repair systems, I don't think we're going to run those. I think it's fine. We have our Titans already running a similar sort of thing. So that's okay. Wow, this is a very weak Satana guard. There's a single Her Voice class destroyer there. Or actually, I think there's a frigate. But whatever. It's definitely interesting. So we're going to be arriving up over here with our first fleet very shortly. But we have a number of fleets that are still underway here. 55%, 0%, 0%, and 0%. So this is because these guys are all grouped up over at Eartheus right now. I'm going to move 2 of these because they have to pass through Ostici anyway. So we can move these down over here, and we can upgrade fleet to latest designs at Ostici. So they'll get most of the way to Ionides, and then they're going to get their upgrades done there, where it'll be a little faster. And then the 2 that are currently the two that are currently at Eartheus, they can just get their job completed here. So that'll be fine. That'll be a little bit more efficient. So that looks good. So we have a lot of fleets on the way at this moment, and that's understood. 4 of our fleets are still undergoing upgrades, and it's going to take some time for these guys to get to Ostici. That's understood. Do we not have... Oh, we do have a gateway site here at Ostici. We just don't have our gateways fully upgraded yet. Gotcha. So out over this direction, I do want to get Cepharius upgrading to a tropical world. We'll get that colonized. That seems fantastic. Terminal egress station needs some work. Subterranean ocean modifier. What would that actually do? I don't know. Well, we could take the Unity. It'd be fine. That's a lot of Unity. So that seems okay. We don't really need this science ship anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. So this construction ship does need to build its mining stations here. There we go. And we have a Unity trait that we can take here. So all districts provide 50 additional housing. Cool. We don't really have any housing issues, so it's fine. Okay, what ascension perk do we want here? Eternal Vigilance is not terrible for us. So there is that. Master Builders is really good, though. And we are planning on building mega structures, so I'm actually going to grab that. Beautiful. So everything is underway here. We do want to get these guys on down to Ostici, and they'll be here fairly soon. They're now moving through the hyper relay network, so that's nice. Once we get our gateway online, that's going to make things a lot easier to get around. So that's absolutely great. And that's not all that far away. This is the last time we'll have to transit via hyper relays. So that's fantastic. You'll notice I'm not building hyper relays out over here. There's a reason for that. So I do want to hop in here and make sure that all of this is building. Yeah, this is all queued up here. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to get the Star Fortress upgraded in a few days here. That's good. Okay, so that all seems fine for the moment. Now, they're still going to be able to L-gate around, right? So we're going to want to defend here, which we already are. I'm going to swap this over to being hangar bays. I don't know if this one went. It did. Okay. And we're going to upgrade this to a citadel. So that seems absolutely fine. We'll put in like a defense grid supercomputer and we'll start upgrading the defense platforms here. Because that is the plan. So that all seems good. We now have 3 fleets over here, and how strong is her outpost? We have no idea.
Vessels adapted.
Okay, we have literally no idea what she's got in there. So I'm going to be cautious. No doubt about that. We do want to build our research stations here. We'll get that underway. So that seems absolutely fine for now. The nanite repair system is about 11 months away from finishing, and we did get this terraformation done. Wonderful. We can get another one going, and so we shall. We'll get all of these transformed over into tropical worlds. Perfect. So we've got another 3 to go. That's 1,000, or no, that's 6,000. 6,000 biomass. So that's definitely going to be kind of a lot. No doubt about that. Okay, so these guys up over here, they're actually both done with their upgrades from Eartheus. These guys down at Ostici, they're most of the way done with one of their upgrades. The other upgrade hasn't started yet. Understood. So the timing wasn't perfect on that, but it's fine. They're only one jump away anyway, so it's all good. We're about to finish up this upgrade. This is the penultimate upgrade for us. 97%. Beautiful. 98%. And how are we doing on getting that? Okay, 28 months on this. That's a while yet. So that seems absolutely fine. And this is done. We also note that this is already 15% done, so that's good. So this fleet's going to hop on through, and we'll go meet up with the rest of our forces up here. We've got about 2.3 million fleet power up here at this point, and we're going to get more. So that seems perfect. We're going to have, like, somewhere around 3.5 million, something like that. Should be enough, we hope. So this gateway is done now. Perfect timing. Our gateway in Eartheus is now done, and in Ustir, and in Plantheart. So now we can get around to our shipyards much, much faster. And we can reinforce from all the shipyards, and it makes no difference which one it comes from. Or essentially no difference. So that's very good. The enigmatic cache is in terminal egress. Okay. Well, I wish them luck with whatever it is they're doing there. We're about to finish up the upgrade to our Star Fortress here in terminal egress, and it is of vital importance that this gets upgraded again. We have to continue to work on this because terminal egress is a location that is going to be very, very contested. So we're going to get that going, and we need to get these 2 hangar bays in here. And we're going to put in a defense grid supercomputer and a command center, probably. Or a disruption field generator. Well, we'll probably do all of them eventually. For now, I'm going to do the defense grid supercomputer. There we go. So that looks good. Now, are we done with all of our upgrades? We should be very, very close anyway. How's this looking in Ostichi? 96%. Beautiful. Okay, so it's about to finish up here, and we're just waiting on that final fleet.
Adapted.
Cool. So that's now done, and we're just not going to wait on this, that's for sure. That did buy us some time to get our juveniles upgraded, so that's excellent as well. We can see that, yeah, we're going to be sitting at somewhere close to 3.5 million. Not quite 3.5 million, but pretty close to 3.5 million fleet power. As we get the last little bits of aging, that would probably finish it up. So I'm just waiting for these guys to get stacked in up at the jump point. And then we'll head out. So we see Satana has a little fleet over here. It's a very adorable 500k fleet. And the goal is that we wait for that fleet to go away, and then we hit Idor Vong. Now we have a science ship here, but we don't actually need the science ship. We have a construction ship up in Winseth, and I'm going to move that over to Ionides. We can build a mining station there? Wait, we can build mining stations on the trade? I had no idea. I thought that this still worked like it did previously, where you have to collect it using a trade station. Wow, okay. Let me check here. Resource reprocessors produce trade. Yeah, you don't collect trade via trade stations anymore. I had no idea. All this time. Now, to be clear, I did have some construction ships on auto-construct, so some of it has been constructed. Okay, well, that's good to know. That is very good to know. Just make your way over to Ionides and position yourself right up over here. It'll take you a while to get there. I get that. So in that case, I'm going to tell this construction ship to go do automatic construction. Cool. Yeah, that seems absolutely fine. So at this moment, then, I actually want to output an additional construction ship. So we'll get that going. And we are going to attack Satana. We're just waiting on these guys to get in. And in the meantime, that construction ship is coming in Plantheart. Any moment now. Okay, so that's about 20% done. The real question here, of course, is how long is it going to take us to get up over here? It's quite slow to traverse the entire system. Quite slow indeed. Well, that construction ship is now 50% done. Will it get done before these arrive? I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of looking bad that it gets done by the time this arrives. The game is frozen right now for some reason. I don't know why. We're not currently at war, so seems good. Okay. I don't know what that was, but something was happening, for sure. The game is no longer frozen. I'm just checking around to see... I don't know why this is flashing at us. I'm just checking around to see if there's anything unusual out over this way. Did this used to be a Satana outpost? I don't think so. I don't think so. So we see Satana has a fleet out over here, and that fleet is currently jumping in. So we probably want to wait until after that fleet passes through before we attack over here. I do want to bring this construction ship over this way and build a mega shipyard around this star. So we'll get going on that. That will be absolutely perfect. We also have 4,000 biomass, so let's get some of these tropical worlds terraforming. There we go. Perfect. And back over here, we see that the 11th Guard unit is leaving at this moment. So, moment of truth. I'm going to wait for it to jump one more time. It should be pretty obvious to Satana what we're doing. We have a fleet mast here, and then she loses contact with this outpost, and then it becomes part of our territory. She should figure it out, right? I'm just waiting for these guys to get out of sensor range. Any moment now. Okay, they're gone. Well, they're up in Gregmora, so we'll give it a moment. They're going to here. Not via hyper relay. I guess there isn't a hyper relay up here, so that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and order this attack. I think they're close enough to out of sensor range, and let's see what happens when we go in and hit this outpost. This fleet is very ambitious. It is very eager, ahead of all of the others by like 18 days. That's kind of wild. But it'll have reinforcements coming in soon enough. Okay, so here we are. And we don't see this as being very much here. So the question is, do we have to hit all of the outposts simultaneously? I don't know. It was a bit unclear. It kind of sounded like we could snipe them one at a time. But these are all, I think, part of the Satana faction. The Satana outpost faction, technically. Interesting. We're not going to talk to Satana. All we're going to do is we're going to attack up over here. So we have to attack quickly enough, right? Maybe we should have moved in before issuing the attack order. And the question is, are we hostile to this outpost? Well, we don't actually see it in there. So we don't know. We'll find out. This is all new. Obviously, she can't stop this fleet, right? There's nothing she can do here with what she has. But we're a long ways away, and we need to take this out quickly enough that she can't get a message out. Or rather, that this outpost can't get a message out. So hopefully, we're able to do that. But we're coming in with our swarmers. The outpost is gone at this point. And the fleet is almost gone. Look at all those fighters. That's insane. Okay, so it's done. We have a timed special project. This is just debris. Satana's strike craft. Ooh. Also all that dark matter equipment. That's pretty good. So we're going to go grab that. We're going to research the projects in this system, and where's that construction ship at? Well, it's a little ways away still. This one is heading over that way. This one is the one that is coming in. So we're going to go grab this system, and that'll be absolutely fine. Apparently, oh, there's 2 construction ships here. Hang on. One of these construction ships was intended to build the mega shipyard out over here, and the other was intended to be the one that actually constructs over this way. Okay, so I'm going to move these guys. We did lose 7 ships in that engagement. Okay. So we lost a couple of weavers here. We will add in weavers. And we lost a couple of maulers as well. We'll add those in. There we go. I didn't actually see how many it was. We know it should be 42, so it should be like that, I think. 7 ships, right? Yeah, this is correct. Okay, so there we go. We'll get that done, and we'll get that done. Very fast, these builds. So next, we want to head over to this point. And we'll start moving. By the time we get there, we should be reinforced and repaired. We took very little damage from that. So that looks good. We were able to take out that outpost, no problem. Okay, I have no idea why that appeared there. That was very strange. Oh, that's the one building mining stations. Okay, never mind. I figured it out in the end. So that's absolutely fine. In terminal egress, things are going to continue to proceed. But honestly, I feel like
Horizons widened.
Satana doesn't have the force to beat us, does she? I really don't think she does. Okay, our gateway in the rule system is now done. That's very good. And you can see here, this is almost all repeatable text. That's a good thing, but I'm going to grab construction templates quick first. And we're going to grab these traces of equipment here. This is going to be a big technological advance for us once we get all of that figured out. So that's great. We're going to absolutely grab everything there, and that's absolutely wonderful. Now, there's still one more terraformation that we can do out over here, and that is this one. We'll have enough to do that right now. As soon as this month tick is complete. There we go. Perfect. So that's now done. And our construction ship is on the way into Idor Vong. And we have now acquired, or we will acquire in a few days here, a significant part of Satana's technology. That strike craft alone is going to be a big deal. Not to mention all this dark matter stuff. That's going to be very big. Ancient Ruination Glares, I'm probably not going to use. Well, maybe, actually. We are capped on minor artifacts. Plus 112. We'll see. We will see. So we're on our way down over here, and we're going to be attacking that quite soon. And now we don't need to be saving up our biomass anymore. So with that in mind, I now want to find some locations like this is actually a good candidate. Right here. We're going to need to clear out the tile blockers. That's a lot of tile blockers. We're going to need to clear those out, and then we're going to designate this as a cogitation world. I'm going to put in think stems, and we're going to start putting in some research growths. As soon as the month tick is over anyway. There we go. We'll build ourselves a solar mycolung. We'll build one orchard forest. We can't build the hollow mountain for now, but we can build up all of these. There we go. And then we can come back to this once that's done. I want to do more cogitation worlds, and this is also a decent option. It's a pretty large world, and I'm going to replace this with a hollow mountain, and then we're going to build one orchard forest. We're going to build a think stem here and a think stem here, and this will be research growths. We'll designate this as a cogitation world, and then we'll build in all of these communal biomes. We're currently lacking some biomass, but we do need to clear off some tile blockers here, so let's go ahead and do so. And that was not what I wanted to do. Back in here, I want to build a solar mycolung, and then we're going to want to build more communal biomes now that we have the biomass. There we go. So we'll keep our biomass spent down like that. I do want to be going fairly heavy into research at this moment, now that we're starting to get into the repeatable techs that take quite a lot longer to work on. I wasn't too concerned about it when we were working through our backlog of cheap techs and we were getting a tech every 2 or 3 months. But now that we're starting to get into the higher tier techs, I definitely want to start working through that a little faster. So that'll be fine. We'll continue to work on that. We're definitely going to get more tech worlds soon enough. But for now, we are in position to attack over here. So I'm going to head in. And the question is, are these going to be hostile? We never heard a peep from Satana up over here. So taking what we learned from last time, I'm going to close in here. If we're not already hostile, we're going to close in first and just obliterate everything here extremely rapidly. We should be arriving here with our very eager force very soon. And yeah, we're not hostile to these. So we're just going to come in and park at the star. And then we're going to get hostile once we get in place. I just want to be in a position where we just instantly kill everything, essentially. Range was our primary issue previously. It took a while for us to hunt everything down. But if we do this, everything just dies instantly. That's the idea, anyway. So we're almost in position here. And this outpost must be slightly concerned at this moment. As well it should be. Because we're doing this.
Predatory shelter engaged.
Okay. And they're all just gone. Beautiful. So that's fantastic. Now we need to take all of these guys over to this outpost. So we're going to position right there. And that one we didn't even lose any ships on. Not a single ship lost. We just immediately destroyed everything. And that's exactly what we want to do. So as soon as... Okay, this science ship is actually done here. I want it to come down here and research the projects in this system. Perfect. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to wipe out these Satana outposts, and that will be absolutely phenomenal for us. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge, STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.